Hello, service-based entrepreneurs. Hope you're having a great day. Today, we're going to be talking about how a successful business owner thinks about money and time. This is going to be good. So, yeah, it's very different. For successful business owner, they think differently. They think opposite of most people. Okay, so we're gonna dive into this, but first, welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. Say hello in the comments. Also, feel free to ask any questions throughout about what's happening with you. If you need answers, if you're stuck anywhere in your business, feel like you're spinning your wheels or throwing stuff up on the wall and nothing's sticking. If you feel like, you've got some sort of challenge or something going on in your business, then put it in the comments and I'm happy to answer any of those questions for you to hopefully get you past that. I'm Heather Blaze. If you don't know who I am, I help service based entrepreneurs set up their business system so that they can have time and money freedom to do what they love to do, whether that's go deeper with their clients, whether that's have time for self care, quality time with their family, to be able to travel, whatever that looks like for them. Setting up those business systems properly so that they can succeed, command a premium price, leverage their time, money, for that ultimate freedom and flexibility that they probably were looking for. And if you're here with me live, you could also put hashtag live in the comments or hashtag replay if you're here watching the replay. But today, anyway, I want to talk about what it's like to be thinking like a consumer versus thinking like a successful business owner. Okay. And this is so important because if you get this right, it's going to massively impact the growth of your business. I want to help you make those informed decisions so that you can keep growing your business until you hit your goals. Okay. We want to look at how you invest your money and your time. Okay. Time's way more precious than money. You can always make money, but you can never get that time back. Once that day has passed, you're never going to get that day back. So, we really want to look at how to invest your money and your time because that could spell the difference between success and failure as an entrepreneur. So let's go ahead and start with money. Okay. Someone with a consumer mentality, they want to buy fun, they want to buy entertainment, they want to buy, quick fixes for things. Sometimes they've got that like get rich quick type of mentality that what is it called? Instant gratification too, right? But a business owner wants a return on every dollar that they invest. Okay. So if I hire someone on my team or if I do Facebook ads, I always want to think about what the return on that investment is going to be. Okay. Do not go around just buying stuff or subscribing to something just because maybe everyone else is doing so or just because it makes you feel happy or accomplished. Like, let's be honest. Okay. We've all purchased a program or an ebook that we've never really touched or looked at, or maybe you have for maybe the first few minutes or hours or whatever, but then you lost interest, got busy with other things, and then never really got back into listening or studying it. Okay. Give me I've done that before in the comments if you've done that before. I've done that before. But let me just clarify, okay, that investing in education, it's never a waste of time. Okay. It's not a waste of resources, but investing in something that is not going to get you the results that you want basically is okay. It's a waste. It's a waste if you're not using it to get the results that you're looking for. Does that make sense? So just don't be collecting information from different sources and then never really put them into practice, especially with business, because there's so many different pieces. There's so many different ingredients. There's so many different things. And I see this happen a lot where people are gathering information from all these different places and then they're trying to fit these pieces of the puzzle, really, but they're not fitting, right? Because there's a specific way to for a business to be successful. It's like a recipe. There's so many different ingredients, but they have to be put in the right order or it can't be missing a step. Otherwise, it doesn't work, right? You can't put the icing on the cake, then put it in the oven, and then put the eggs in. Just doesn't work, right? It's got to be done in the right order so that it turns out. And that's very similar to any successful business. So anyway, it might seem nice, to get these pieces from different places, because it offers a quick fix, maybe. But if it doesn't have longevity, then it's not really worth it. Okay. But now the question is, how do you know? How do you know if it's great stuff, right? Or if the great stuff and what to look for to ensure that your purchasing is valuable, or if it's a valuable offer or a valuable program or a service type of thing, right? To help you to get that result that you're looking for. So first, make sure that the outcome is clear. Okay, that's the first thing that you want to look for if in determining whether it's a good, if it's something that's good. Okay. So for example, if you want to attend an event, let's say about maybe mastering your business, right? The promised outcome, it's very vague, right? Mastering, business mastery, growth, and profitability. That all sounds good, but how much specifically? Right? And are the things you're going to learn be directly applicable to the type of business that you have, right? Is this information relevant to your situation? It could be, crystal clear from the start that you decide to purchase this service or item. It's going to get you a specific result that you really need. Like you need to be crystal clear on that, right? Like in my program, for example, if you sign up with me, I'm going to walk you through what it takes to get high paying clients to consistently find, call, and pay you a premium price. Okay. Typically between 3,000 and 10,000, while you create freedom and income for yourself and impact the world. Right. And when we get on a call, we clarify these things. Like it's very specific. Like I'll tell you what other people, other clients are doing that are similar to what you're doing specifically. And how much they're charging and how much they're making, right? Well, not making, but charging, right? Because I don't know, I'm not in their bank accounts, but I have an idea, right, that they're doing this consistently. So I can share that with you, right? So just make sure that whatever you're looking for or signing up for, that's very specific about the outcome that you're going to get around who you are, what you offer, things like that. Okay. Second, is there a sequence that you can follow to get to that outcome? Okay. There should be a step-by-step process that is outlined for you. Like the outcome and the process should be clearly defined so that you know exactly where you're headed and how to get there. Okay. Makes sense. And then third, is there ongoing world-class support? Okay. So that's critical because you can easily attend any event or training and get super excited, with the things that you learned, right? Like I've gone to Tony Robbins events and it's like, oh my God, just on fire by the end. Like I feel 6 feet tall, just like so excited. And that's great. It's motivating and everything, but it wasn't like there was no clear outcome really to help propel me forward in a specific business sense type of thing, right? But it was motivating and it was exciting and it was good, but it just, it wasn't something that got me from a particular spot to another particular spot, right? That I was looking for. So anyway, you may gain like momentum for a week or two, but without that expert support, right? It'll be really difficult to apply everything that you've learned by yourself, especially when it comes to setting up a solid foundation for your business that you can scale from. And I mean, like, when you're doing all these like bits and pieces or whatever, and you're doing these things without the support, I mean, it all feels great and promising when you're in the moment, and you're envisioning how your business is going to look after you apply these new strategies and learnings. But again, if there's no one to take your hand and walk you through the process and support you when the going gets tough, or when you've got a question, or if you're stuck, or something's just confusing or something, right? Or you just need a brainstorm with something, then you need, like, you just might just get lost, right, along the way and possibly quit. Okay. So it's really important to have that support. And not only by a mentor, but also by like a community of people that are up to the same things, because they're going to get it and they're going to lift you up and you're going to see the results that they're getting. So then it's like, well, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. And I know I did a live specifically on that, which was really great. So you can look for that in my channel here. But anyway, those are the three basic things that you need to be looking for if you plan on enrolling in any sort of coaching or mentoring program. Okay, to be competent at something, you need at least a clear goal and a path that someone who's going to help you get there. Okay, so don't just sign up for the next offer that pops up on your screen or on social media feed because the endorser is maybe a known celebrity or some rich entrepreneur or something like that, right? Where they're just like, look at me, look at me, look what I've done, type of thing. You need to invest with confidence and be, set free to consider only those that are truly offering something that is going to be worth your money. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you want to be investing in something that's going to get you the returns that you want. Okay. And I just think about this crazy analogy too, or I don't know if it's an analogy, but an example, I guess, is back when I was selling Quiznos franchises. We were selling Quiznos franchises for $250,000. And those franchisees had to make back their return on their investment, that they had to make that $250,000 back, a $7 sub at a time, right? Or $5 to $7, I think were what the subs were costing. And their profit on that was only 20%. Okay, so 20% profit on $5 to $7 to pay back $250,000. And we sold 250 of those locations in 5.5 years, more than that, actually. But there was a formula to it, it worked, it was fine. But anyway, and now I think about with what I offer, my clients are getting a return on their investment with two or three, 1 to 3 clients. They get their return on investment and then the rest is gravy, right? Which is amazing. I'm just like, this is like a no-brainer, right? But anyway, so that's one example. But this is how business owners must think. You got to be thinking from what is your return on investment, right? If you're and think about the time too, and I'm going to dive into this a little bit more, but just a quick note on this because it's just at the top of my mind is like each day, each week, each month that goes by that you don't know how to command a premium price for what you're offering or get those consistent clients in so that you can hit your income goals. Like let's say your income goal is maybe 10,000 a month or 20,000 a month or whatever. Each month that goes by that you don't know how to do that, that's money you're losing, right? Because you still have to pay bills every month, every whatever. So if that money's not going into your pocket, that's actually money you're losing. And that's how business owners think too. They're like, I have to fix this now. I can't do it I can't take forever and just collect all these pieces. It's like, I got to invest in something now to start getting those results so I can start making that money now so I can have that freedom. I can have that. I don't have to worry about my bills, like all that kind of stuff. Right. Whereas consumers, they kind of think the opposite. They're like, how can I do it cheaply? How can I do it free? And take the time to figure, and I'll just take the time to figure it out, right? They don't think the other way where it's like time is money. Each day that goes by, each month that goes by, I'm losing that income that I'm not making. Does that make sense? So for example, right, if you sign up for a cheap program that teaches you how to get 50 clicks per day, right? Then what? Then what are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do with all those clicks on your account? Is that profitable at all? No, you need sales. You need sales. You need people paying you consistently, right? And not at a discount. You need people paying you a premium so that you can hit your financial goals, right? If someone's paying you $5,000 for what you're offering, right? Versus like $100 an hour or $20 an hour or whatever it is, right? And you want to, let's say, make 20,000 a month, then you only need 4 clients to hit that at 5,000. Right. And then that allows you that time freedom to be able to go deeper with them on a deeper level to get them better results. And it's just win-win-win for everybody. Right. But if you're going after those cheap clicks, that's not sales. Right. Or a lot of people are like, oh, you get likes and followers. It's like, that's not sales. Who cares about likes and followers? You need a process. You need a predictable process that you can call on to get the right people finding you, calling you, and paying you consistently. Right. Or let's say you bought the ultimate guide to doing YouTube videos. Then what? right? You learn how to do amazing videos, but how will that turn into a profitable investment if no one buys your offer after they watch your highly informative presentation? And yes, right, the more followers or views or whatever you get on YouTube, you know, and the more subscribers and all that, yeah, you do start making money. But I mean, it's a long process to try and build that up, right? It's time consuming to build that up, and it's fine to do it that way if that's a strategy that you want to do and you want to take your time doing it. But why not learn how to communicate effectively what you're offering on the YouTube videos with hardly any subscribers or any views, right? I mean, for me too, right? I don't have that many subscribers, I don't have that many views on my YouTube, but I'm doing stuff and I'm slowly building that too. But it's been 3 years I've been making tons of money without having to do that. You know what I mean? So in the meantime, and I just started focusing on it. But anyway, that's the thing, right? There's like the long strategy with getting people to, you know, follow you and build up this whole like likes and followers and all this stuff, or it's like I can communicate the value effectively. I can have a step by step process to get the right people finding me, calling me, and paying me within 48 hours, you know, um and start making money within like 8 to 12 weeks versus spending years trying to build that up. Does that make sense? And then once you've got that money rolling in because you know how to communicate the value effectively through those YouTube videos that equate to sales, then you can slowly build the other slow ways out. Does that make sense? So then after a few years, then you've got multiple streams, but might as well get it going and start making that money. And then you can reinvest that money into building it out or hiring more people to build it out for you. Right? Makes sense. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But I just want you to recognize the difference, okay, between selling information and selling transformation. Okay. I've met so many people who have like a dusty bookshelf or a hard drive loaded with very informative materials. They've got books, they've got modules and training videos, etc. But they never actually got around to implementing them so that it can spark change in their lives. And why? Because there was no one to motivate them, no one to walk them through the process, show them how to actually apply what they've learned, right? Or what they're learning. It's like learn it, implement it, and have that person holding you accountable, right? You'll be surprised to learn that 90% of the coaching offers out there, they don't really guarantee results at all, right? They go ahead and they sell their information, but they don't pass that litmus test when it comes to delivering the outcomes that their clients sign up for, right? The ones that do, they, you know, the really effective programs, they come at a premium price, but they also come with a guarantee, right? So what would you rather have, right? Getting those results maybe at a higher premium price. Maybe you got to get resourceful and find a way to invest in something that's effective that has that guarantee, right? Because then you'll be able to pay it back in record time, right? Makes sense. And I mean, because getting you from where you are to where you want to be, it's not easy and it'll take an expert's help, right? And an awesome system to get you there, right? So treat your business like you would an eye operation or a heart surgery even. Okay? When your life's on the line and you want to get your health condition resolved once and for all, do you go like to the guy who's newly certified and will operate in his living room for like 300 bucks? Or do you go find the best doctor and get operated on by him or her, right? Even if it's expensive, right? You're not going to want to play around with that. And it's the same thing with your business. So really, it's a no-brainer when it comes to our physical health, and it should be the same with your business. So invest on the pathway to your dreams because your life will never be the same afterwards, right? Start thinking like a millionaire business owner, a successful business owner, right? Does she invest in an expensive program that helps her skyrocket her influence and her earnings? Or does she buy that latest iPhone model or splurge on an unplanned vacation using her credit cards, right? That's not going to give you the return on investment, right? Yeah, it'll be great to have. You might need an iPhone to create videos or whatever. which would be beneficial. But does it have to be the latest and greatest? No, not to do that, right? But and yeah, you probably need a computer or whatever, but get whatever you can, just to get what you need, right? And then once you start getting the money rolling in, then you can upgrade and you can invest in bigger and better things, right? And then go on that vacation. Use your credit cards to invest in something that's going to make you money, right? Be strategic in what you're spending your money on, because either way, you're going to spend, right? It's going to cost you. So think and make that decision from that perspective of the version of yourself that you want to be, not from the limited perspective that you have now, because we're always making decisions from what we know now, right? And so if you look around at where you are now, that's based on what you know so far, right? Like you're making decisions, you're investing in things or spending on things from your current perspective, right? But if we want to have that change, or that, play bigger or whatever, like have that outcome, you got to start making decisions from that identity that person has, right? And that's one of the first things I work on with my clients, right? Because everybody's taught how to be a worker in our society. We're taught to go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work, do. So what happens is when people get certified in something, or they're an expert in something, and or they got a great idea that they want to start a business around, nobody's ever taught them. So they go and do what? They go and create a job for themselves typically, right? Because that's all they know, and they work harder and harder and harder. But how can you work harder at something that's in your blind spot, right? It just doesn't work. So you have to come from that future spot, right? And work on that identity. And that's what, again, I walk my clients through exercises to create that identity, to shift them out of that employee worker mentality into this empire mentality, I call it, right? And it's like, could be a mini empire, could be a big empire, whatever it is, right? It's a different mindset that nobody's ever been taught. And that's why most businesses fail, is because it's about 80% of it, right? 80%. I can teach all the marketing, fancy marketing tools in the world, but if you're coming from that mindset, nothing will work. Okay. So anyway, make choices as a successful person that you are wanting to become. So if you want to become a millionaire, then you got to think and act like one, right? You'll find yourself making very smart choices, and that your decisions are in alignment with your vision. All right. So any comments or anything? Now's your time. I'm going to take a little sip of tea here. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments if you're here with me. All right. So next, let's discuss how successful business owner thinks about time. Okay. So we covered money. Now we're going to talk about time. And I kind of touched on it a little bit, because the truth is we can, again, always make money, but we cannot manufacture time. It's the most precious commodity in my mind, right? It's like when you just can't get it back, right? Once it's gone, right? And consumers usually think, I want this, I want it as fast as possible. But as a business owner, or like a business owner thinks, I just want it done right. Okay. Even if it takes some time, for as long as it's done right. Okay. And the truth is, if you want to achieve a certain outcome, and that is a very special and rare outcome, then you're going to have to dedicate some time to seeing it through. Okay. If you want a wonderful family life, right, you have to give time to nurturing your relationship at home. You want to become a lawyer, right? You need to spend maybe 8 to 10 years in school. You want to bake the perfect cake. You need to give I don't know. I was going to say the dough time to rise, but that's more like bread, right? Your pizza dough, right? You got to give that time for it to rise, and you've got to bake it exactly according to the time required. So good things take some time. And this is where expert mentoring comes in handy, right? Because that expert would know where to put the best 20% of your time so that you can get 80% of the results. Okay. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and it doesn't have to take way longer. Like statistics show, 50% of business owners take about 3 to 5 years to figure out how to have a successful business because they don't know what they don't know and they try and do it on their own. And like I said before, there's so many ingredients, there's so many things that are involved, right? But the other 50% never figure it out. They get overwhelmed, they get confused, they get burnt out, and they quit. Okay. And so getting an expert mentor, right? That takes all the guesswork out of that, right? Like for me with my clients, I take all the guesswork out of that. We shave that 3 to 5 years down to 8 to 12 weeks. Okay. Taking all the guesswork out of it because it's been done. It's a proven step by step formula over and over again, right? Um, anyway, so getting mentored gives you that front row seat to knowing what to prioritize and what to set aside for another time, right? I don't know how many of you are waking up in the morning, opening your laptop, staring at the screen, thinking like, what should I focus on next, right? It's very confusing because there's so much that goes into it, right? So this allows you to be more efficient while doing even those things that you don't want to do, right? But need to do because a lot of time people get busy. They get they get into busy work, right? They start doing what they know. So then they just are like, oh, I'm going to do that, and then again, and then they're busy, busy, busy. They're not doing well. First of all, they have no clarity around what they should do, and then second of all, they might not want to do these things. So then it gets uncomfortable, right? And then they just get busy doing other things anyway, and then it takes forever, right? So doing the productive work instead of the busy work, right? That looks okay, but it's not really helping you get to your goals faster, right? And that's why we can shave off 3 to 5 years down to 8 to 12 weeks because it's like focus on this next, do it. Okay, now this thing. Okay, now next is this, do that, implement that. Now next is this. Okay, once that's implemented, you can do this, right? And then you can take all of that and build it onto the next thing, and then take all of those two things and build it onto the next thing. So that by the end of 8 to 12 weeks, you've got the fully functioning business that's attracting the right people to you, right? Finding you, calling you, and paying you consistently, right? Just like that recipe. So, right. And I can think of someone right now who already did a TED talk and has several blogs, right, out every month, but is not making any money when it comes to selling her program. Okay, because she doesn't have the clarity around how to communicate it effectively. She doesn't have the clarity around how to communicate what she's offering effectively to get the right people or the right systems to get the right people finding her, calling her, and paying her. Right. So, listen, I honestly believe that you can have a business that allows you to have all three: income, freedom, and a positive impact in the world. With income, I mean that you're making enough or more than enough to provide all your needs, right? Freedom is being able to go on vacations anytime or work from anywhere for as long as you have your laptop and internet connection, or working with who you want, when you want, where you want, right? That's freedom, right? Having that flexibility to be able to go pick up your kids or spend an afternoon playing Monopoly or taking them to the beach, whatever it is, right? That's freedom. And if you're constantly like thinking about your business and it's taking away from your family, right? That's not freedom, right? Um, and when we speak of impact, okay, this is making a difference in the world because of your service. And typically, if you have a service-based business, it's because you want to make that impact. You want to make a difference. You want to help people. But if they can't find you, how are you going to help them? Right. So, and and the reason why they can't find you is because you don't have the right systems in place. Does that make sense? So you don't just run away with your clients' money, like you actually deliver the outcome that you promised, and and their lives are forever changed for the better, right? Which is what you got into that service for in the first place, probably, right? And those three can happen only if you know where and how to spend your time and your money efficiently and effectively, right? So I'm not saying that you'll not spend them, because you definitely need to if you want to build a thriving business. but it's crucial to learn to invest your resources wisely. And that starts with a changed mindset. Does that make sense? I feel like maybe was going a little off on all that stuff, but hopefully that makes sense. All right. So to recap, okay, we talked about investing your time we talked about investing your money properly so that you can make intelligent decisions when it comes to your business. We talked about the 3 essential ingredients to look for when deciding what offers to sign up for. Okay, you need a clear outcome, a clear process that gets you to your outcome, and world-class support. Okay, that's the third one. And then we also discussed the value of time. So know what to prioritize and invest time in and really do the work until your goals materialize. Okay. If you want to learn more about how I can help you put your time and money into the best use, just comment resources in these comments, and I or someone from my team will get back to you with a DM. Okay. So I hope you will join me again next Thursday for another all important discussion. I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. You can join me live here on YouTube. And if you liked what you heard today and you found some value and got some clarity around stuff, then yeah, please like and subscribe to my channel here. Again, I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, unless I'm sick or traveling. And yeah, I'm going to be traveling up to Canada soon. So what day is that? I don't know. I'll be missing one Thursday coming up. But anyway, you know, take a peek at my other videos in here. I'm sure you'll find some value out of those. And anytime, just put in the comments. You can post in the comments if you have any questions about your specific business or challenges that you're facing. I'm happy to answer those. Not even on the live. Like if you're watching the replay, I'll see them as well. So go ahead and post any comments there. So I hope you join me again next Thursday for another fun live and discussion. Thanks for joining me here, and take care, everyone.